Hello and welcome back to Cars of Glasgow, and today we're going to be taking a look at this Fiat Panda, so stay tuned for this video. So if we start off with the front of the Panda, unlike its attractive sibling, the Fiat 500, which it shares many of the parts with, the Panda's focus is utility and kind of practicality. Everything's dead boxy. You'll see the kind of cube theme carry throughout. So it starts off with the headlights, large squared off grille, got the Fiat badge quite prominent in the front there, and it's all to all not too bad looking a car. No frills or anything, no fog lights, LEDs or anything like that. Move on to the side of the car. We've got these steel wheels that look like coasters, but they're actually 13 inch. Which we all know that's going to give you a good ride with the thickness of those sidewalls, so when we go a drive we'll feel that on the road. I quite like the fact that the door handles are kind of a bit more aerodynamic, being flush like that. To start off with the rear of the car, as you can see we've got kind of flat off area, it's all squared off. Literally put the key in the car, ought to open it. The boot pops open. Nothing too eventful to jump back here. As you can see, it's kind of squared off, nice practical, so you have to lift this up manually, the parcel shelf, and that is quite sturdy as well, and it's got two kind of cutouts there so you could have your tissue papers and something there if you're on a drive or whatever you would do with the Panda. But overall, nothing too exciting to jump out. As you can see, even this is carpeted in here. You get a little pull down tab, like so. Step into the car. Car simple, a lock to unlock it. Nice and simple to use. Jump in. Trying to cut my leg off there. I've got this car start up. This is a 1.2 litre as I mentioned, so fitting the brake. The engine comes to life. Obviously the handbrake's on at the moment. So we start off with the centre console, everything's easy to reach, even the gear selector. Climate control, your fan speed, hot, cold, just blue to red. Electric windows are in the middle there, which I think they've done if we're switching from left and right hand drive. You can see the dash will probably easily be configured that way. So I touch a button, one touch, which is nice. The air vents, again, simple to use and easy to direct. Got the city steering, which I'll show you later on when we're driving, but that pops up there. Hazards, defrost, rear fogs. You get your radio system for Renault. Not too bad sound system. Quite like the fact you've got a little bit of a shelving unit there. You could throw your notepad in, or your glasses, or your map, whatever you want in there. Glove box, actually isn't too bad a size. Take away the huggies, and there we go. A little bit of room. It's not softly damped or anything, just what you'd expect in a car like this. I've got manually operated wing mirrors for both sides. So the driver's door's not got anything too extravagant going on, as you can see. Going across there, got a speaker down there, retweeter up there, door unlock latch, an armrest, and a bit of a cup holder, sorry, a door sill. And the door pocket is quite narrow, but ideal for carrying your sunglasses and a pen. That's probably about what you can fit in there. And there's no storage there, which feels like a missed opportunity maybe for some cars have that for sunglasses or cards or something like that. On the left you've got your lights. You can see that there, lights up with the orange and orange. And you got your wipers on the right hand side, and you can just twist that for the rear one to activate. Gearbox is nice and high, easy to lift, 5-speed, pull down, lift that lever up and pull back for reverse. You give the car a little rev just while we're inside the car. As you can see there's no rev gauge, which is interesting for a car like this when you're changing for the gears. You've got temperature gauge, fuel gauge, and a large speed of about 120 miles per hour top speed. That's suggesting you'd be expecting this bit just over 100, I think it would get in real life. So one little gripe I may have interior is the fact that for the steering wheel it's only got height adjustment, there's no reach, so you can only go up or down, and it's very little in terms of how much it goes up and down, so you can leave it there. Just simply pull this lever back in, like so, but if you're a tall driver you're not going to get the reach adjustment, which is a wee shame. Also, while you're up front and the driver, if you're tall like myself, you might bang your knee off the centre console here, so that could be a bit painful. And the Fiat haven't put any padding or anything there, it's just hard plastic with a kind of rubber there of the two plastics clipping over each other, so that would be something to look out for if you're looking at this car. But overall, I quite like the fact you sit quite high up for a city car, and visibility is good throughout the car if I turn around. And you see even in the C-pills I've put a bit of glass cut out there so you can see all the way round. We'll find that when we go our drive. With a quick look in the back of the car, the Panda's a strictly 4-seater, so 2 seats in the back. The cube pattern on the seat continues in the back as well, just to give the Panda's boxy vibe continuing. As you can see, rear legroom isn't too bad, and headroom's actually quite surprising. If I move it up, you can see myself there. I said it's not too bad, probably 2 fingers worth, and I'm 5'11" sitting behind myself, so yeah, it's not too bad overall. Obviously being a small city car, they've maximised the space, making it as boxy as possible, and you're getting the benefits of that in terms of headroom and interior space. And straight look at the back, the only thing I'd probably say is a negative for myself would be if you're in a long trip, there's no rear headrest, but obviously that helps with visibility when you're driving. And if there's nobody in the seats here, you can see you've got a little cut out at either side to give somebody in the back something to see a wee bit out the front window there. And I'll do my usual feel in the headlining. It's quite a kind of coarse material, and you've got the little rivet kind of exposed there, kind of showing its city car roots. Overall, not a little bad city car. One thing to note is it's manual windows in the rear of this particular car. So this particular Fiat Panda uses a 1.2 litre petrol engine that produces 69 brake horsepower, under 70 anyway, and 0 to 60 is just in around 13 seconds, and you can expect CO2 of 113 grams per kilometre. That means road tax is going to be in the £30 bracket. So you can join me inside the Fiat Panda, just stalled the car, but hey ho. So the clutch is nice and light, we've got easy to feel for the gears, which I quite like. Everything's easy at hand, just being up down here, centre console. It does have 5 gears, but you're pretty much going to be about 30 all the time in a city car. As you can see, visibility out the back is decent. Around town you're not going to feel those effects of high wind speeds or anything like that affecting your car coming into the cabin. Put the foot down, 20, 30 second gear. Yeah, it's not the fastest car in the world. I get a wee bit of a straight road here. I'll show you. Try and get up to 40. 10, 20, 30. Okay, and we're out of road. Okay. So you can see it's not the fastest car in the world, but what I do, like, you put the city steering on, and I put the hazard on, and all of a sudden it's so much light in your hand. I've never felt a car with this quite light city steering. Well, that's the branded name of it, but the light electronically kind of helpful steering. Just literally, you put that on and you can use your pinky or your finger to twirl it around, like so. Very responsive, would make ideal perfect sense if you're trying to park in a tight space. But I'll just turn it off because it's quite nice to have a little bit of weight where you're going faster on the road. Well, say faster, 25 miles per hour, but you know what I mean. You feel body roll isn't bad, it's quite flat actually. It's quite a fun little city car, quite like these small cars I have reviewed, the Twingo recently, and that was quite nice, a similar kind of feel. Light in its feet, and overall quite a nice ride like around town. You don't need a big V6 or a V8 if you're just plotting around town. This is quite a nice size of car as well, small dimensions make it feel nippy in the driveway there without any ease in comparison to some cars. Obviously not anything like cameras or sensors on this generation of Panda, unless you're doing aftermarket, but yeah, it's quite good to have that, and hopefully you guys enjoyed that quick driving portion of this car. And prices for this generation of Panda vary dramatically because it came out in 2004, so early models, high mileage, I could see some on Auto Trader for about £600. and later ones, maybe like 2011 like this with low mileage, maybe like 13 or 14, 15,000 miles, are about £4,000, so probably get in the sweet spot, about £3,000 for a healthy medium, for a nice proper sorted one with some miles on it. So the common faults in the Panda, like any Fiat, there are a few major ones and a few minor ones. So some common faults with the Panda include things with changing gears. It's a gear selector issue. If your car's got poor kind of engine quality and it's moving around like a kangaroo, that's going to be an ECU to get replaced. The power steering motor is known to fail, so that means you get heavy steering around town. Obviously if you're going to test drive one of these shoes, you're going to feel that. It's going to feel like a car from the 80s. The micro switch can cause failure, which means the boot can't open up, so make sure you can check that out, that works fine. And also finally, a minor one is condensing lights in the lens, the front headlights, around indicators and the headlamps. That can get all condensed up, and just something to do with what happens with age and water gets in. You can either replace that or you can drill a small hole to let the water out, but that's maybe the main thing I could see that's wrong with the Fiat Panda, or common issues on this one. And that's some of the common issues of this generation of Fiat Panda. As I mentioned, it's in a low tax bracket, so expect to pay about £30 for the 1.2 or 1.1 litres. So the insurance groups are between 1 and 4, so it depends if you go for the, I think it's 1 litre, 1.1 litre basic active model, or if you go for the 1.3 4x4, that puts up the insurance group very marginally, but 4 isn't bad either. There was even an eco one of these that had less CO2 and more MPG. I think you paid £100 new back in the day for, so if you can see one of them used market, that may be one to go for if you're going to be dailying this kind of car. So out on the road, I noticed a little bit is the wind noise. You can hear some tyre and wind noise coming through just due to the insulation maybe being a little bit lacking in this kind of car. But around town it's definitely ideal, it's where it's suited and happy to be playing around in the streets. So I just want to say thanks very much for watching this video on the Fiat Panda. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to Cars of Glasgow below, as every subscriber counts. Comment below if you've got any questions on the Panda, and also check us out Facebook, Twitter and Instagram at Cars of Glasgow. Thanks very much for watching, I'll see you next video. Ciao!